name is Garth, otherwise known as Big G.
My name is Richie Blackford.
Mrs. Griffiths would have been very proud of her daughter, Marcia, even though she reluctantly allowed her into the music business. Marcia went.
What we need to do is to recognize that if we put investment in, we are revitalizing communities. How we deal with small man? And so the sound system started to come up. The sound system was the small man entertainment. And
Inimitable. Toots. Mr. Frederick Hibbert himself. And the Maytals.
his mother, Prince Buster, had his imprint all over it. You know? And
Sundays come here.
yes, it's another Sunday, God. And on a Sunday, as usual, we present the
Sunday
internet
Scoops.
streaming's biggest program, Sunday Scoops.
And I'll tell you this, it's so easy when you're doing this to underestimate the value of what we do. Just as how we've underestimated the value of our music as Jamaicans, underestimated the value of reggae music, from the beginning stages where it didn't even get any airplay. And now, I believe reggae music is much bigger than tourism, but we're still not seeing the funds, from reggae music. But today is Sunday. We're not even going to talk about the business side of the music. We're going to talk about another of Jamaica's sons. And this man was heralded by, as Richie would normally say, the scribes, to be the de facto benefactor or beneficiary of the legacy of Bob Marley. And sadly, he was taken away from us. And
Early.
The person we're talking about,
Damian Garnett Smith,
yes,
better
otherwise
known as Garnett Silk.
Him have some like a brother we can sing to,
Come from down a your part of the world,
Manchester. And, yeah, man.
Yes,
he was born in Brumalia, and then at that young age, his mom moved to Hatfield. So he grew up in the Hatfield area.
Yeah, as a youth who, from early out, he had this thought of getting into the music, and he started out pretty early. By age 12, he was following the sound system and had a little name, what we call it, Little Bimbo.
Little Bimbo. That was his dance.
But he was a DJ, essentially, and for quite a little while, that's how he made his name. What we want to do, though, is give a little taste of the early Garnet Silk / Little Bimbo, as he was known at the time.
Yes.
Let's give a listen.
Yeah, one of his early outings, released a single, was Problems Everywhere, otherwise known as Ram Dance Master.
Hey, Lord of mercy. One other thing, one other thing. Ribby bang king. Problem on the level, me say problem in the hill. Now go make you problem, me go take pies of pill. Man and roll, in Mandeville. No some man will do anything to see them brother get killed. If you chop off me neck, you know me love you just still. Now go chop when the Yankee with no Yankee and Bill. Remember Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, then Jill came stumbling after. No, never know I am the Ram Dance Master. Never you trouble the son of Jaja. If you do that, you know you can prosper. We say me and Tony Roach and Frankie Wilmot a brother. There's only one thing, some of us so don't favor. Because Tony and Frankie fat for me and Clippy Manga. We go ram up every Clippy, some up every corner. Never you trouble the son of Jaja. Can't stop, give thanks and praise unto the Creator. No disrespect, no disrespect, no disrespect, no disrespect. No disrespect, no disrespect, hey. No disorderly conduct, no disrespect, no disrespect, no disorderly conduct. Dear friends and family.
2 songs, Problems Everywhere, Ram Dance Master, and the last one, No Disrespect.
You can literally, to use your term, you can almost visualize the breast milk run off a mouth corner.
Yeah, man, young
thing.
dude.
Yeah, the
And
voice young.
That is one of the hallmarks of Jamaica's artists. They all started out very young, even pre-teen. You know, people like Beenie Man, Garnet Silk,
Dennis
Brown, Delroy Wilson.
Delroy Wilson.
Yeah, a lot of them start out we teenagers or pre-teens.
Yeah, but he had been around the sound system for a while, it appears, because based on the kind of sounds, Conquering Lion, Soul Remembrance, Pepper's Discourse, Terraphonic, just to name a few.
And Roof, as they would say, Roof Outernational.
Yeah, Roof Outernational.
Roof Outernational.
Yeah, but he been I think now he met Tony Rebel through the same sound system thing, and basically start to spar with him from around that time. It about early 1980s.
Yes.
By this time, the country is now kind of settling down. The DJ dancehall thing is now in vogue, and hence his association with the DJ thing. And for quite a while, this is how he maintained himself. And in fact, according to the scribes, it was a meeting with Derek Morgan, because Derek Morgan is listening to him and realized he have a good voice, he have a good singing voice, and would suggest, that you should try and take up the singing. But he knocked head again with Sugar Minot's Youth Man promotion.
Richie, we cannot understate the importance of Sugar Minot's Youth Man promotion in the development of young artists, a young cadre of artists, people like Michael Lickshot Palmer, Wayne Smith. Sugar Minot had a stable of upcoming artists that was there ready to replenish those artists who were on their way out. And since then, as we have seen in the now 2000s into the 2020s, sadly there is no grooming that is there right now.
Again, okay, if you go back, think about that, because Beenie Man came from the Shocking Vibes crew.
Right.
Vibes Cartel,
that's what
the Gaza Gully thing,
guys,
with Bounty Killer. So that stable is there. The influence may be a little bit different now, and in fairness, the 1970s into the early 1980s, the music was a little bit different, and again, people like a Sugar Minot and the older artists who had come through the system wasn't unprepared to lend their own management abilities to things. Today, we talked about it, in another show where we looked at the kind of influences. So a lot have to do with who the influences were. Remember, again, coming out of the 1970s and so on, you have people like a Bonnie Lee, you have the same Coxsone.
You had the two. You had Studio One, you had Treasure Isle, you had Bonnie Striker Lee, and you had other stables. But the difference between then and now, I believe, and we don't want to get too caught up in mentality or anything, but is the disrespect shown to the music, and you'll see it when if you try to play a certain kind of music, you're kind of old people music, which shows that they don't respect the music. But Garnet Silk, he did a couple of early songs, did a duet with Chevelle Franklin, and he also did a couple other songs early songs that he did, Yassa Safari, who along with Tony Rebel was and Culture Knox was instrumental in his early upbringing in the music. In
fact, they were the ones who helped his transformation into Rastafari. But it'd be interesting to give a listen. That song he did with Chevelle Franklin, we Can Be Together.
That's a R&B cover version.
Right.
But let's give it a listen.
she died since I was one. So you see, it was my mother alone with the responsibility in her hand. She said we had to bring and send us to school. She didn't want us to go like fools. And now I've got to give thanks for the good things she has done. Oh, mama, I love you true, and I know you love me too. Oh, mama, mama won't make you blue. I wish that every mother was as sweet as you are. I know you're my shining star. Stay by me, never go too far. Oh, mama, you can depend on me now, 'cause I see you've tried your best. Now it's up to me to do the rest.
You know,
Clarence.
this song is
Clarence
so
Carter.
prophetic, though. You know, Mama, you can depend on me now. He would not realize what he was singing at the time. You know, but yeah, it was the melody is a cover of Clarence Carter's Patches.
Patches.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting as you play this song, because this was him basically rejoining the music business, because he kind of stepped away for a little bit. I guess after being out there on the sound system circuit for quite a little while, not happening.
And I tell you something, Richard, as talk about stepping away, he in his own words said that when he listened to people like Culture Knox and Tony Rebel, he realized that the DJ thing was not for him. So like with Derek Morgan's encouragement,
saw
he
that
went
too.
into singing. But he said, boy, you know, when I'm really on the sound, even though he was DJing and making a little change for himself, you know, making a decent living, he realized that, yo, when I listen to Culture Knox and Tony Rebel, and I'm like, yo, no, not when sing, not when DJ. I'm going to go to singing.
Because everybody, remember, you know, everybody, you get an opportunity to talk on the mic and so on. So you are essentially a little come around on the sound, you know. You go dance and every man line up, Mr. Selector, give me a little small talk for the mic, you know. You can't make a living out of that. You can't build a career. But one thing that has to be said about him is that he was not unprepared to follow good advice. And that Derek Morgan advice, he took it, and he took Tony Rebel, who he seemed to have had a lot of faith and confidence in. He took his advice, and you know, by the time, I think he was doing some work too with Steely and Clevie, but again, the dancehall era, and he realizing that was not for him.
You know, what's interesting too is how similar his career was, because again, this is late mid-80s into early 90s to mid-90s before sadly his passing. But Barrington Levy, we talked about Barrington Levy and the fact that a singer really had no place, so he had to carve out his own little niche. And one of the things that strikes you about Garnet Silk was how good a songwriter he is. You know, because people weren't writing for him, and the time off that he took from the dancehall scene was really to write songs.
What I found, you know, just on revisiting his music catalog, is that he had a good ear, because a lot of, if you listen to his songs, you can, and you're following R&B, the development of, you know, American R&B music, which still had a pretty good influence in Jamaica, even at that time, is that he was listening to what was being presented. We mentioned the Mama tune here with thing. Seven Spanish Angels was a song that he did a variation on, which in itself is a huge classic, right?
Yes,
and
that was Aretha Franklin has one, and I think Ray Charles. Was it Ray Charles?
Ray Charles.
Yes.
So it tells you that he had a pretty good ear for the music, and then he was following people like Johnny Nash as well. So you know, and you see that coming out. Let's give a listen. The Johnny Nash song I can see clearly now, which is a big
with Yassa Safari.
Right. So let's touch a couple of those songs.
There were 7 Spanish angels. 7 Spanish angels. She looked down in her deep brown eyes. She said, say a prayer for me. She threw her arms around him, whispered, God will keep us free. They could hear the riders coming. He said, this is my last fight. If they take me back to Texas, they won't take me back alive. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the bottles stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. She reached down and picked the gun that lay smoking in his hand. She said, Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. And she knew the gun was empty, and she knew she couldn't end. Her final prayer was answered when the rifle fired again. Got to see my way through. Yeah, got to see my way through. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. All of the dark clouds are fading gone. It's gonna be bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Wash your troubles, wash them all away. Come make you work, fi find a new day. And if you work, you must get your pay. The words of honor, you must have to obey. And that the way you must find a new day. Come make you work, fi find a new day.
I think I can make it now, the rain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. The rain is gone that I've been praying for. It's gonna be bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Progress is the name of the game. Not about the worship your riches and fame. Feed the hungry.
But those are very good offerings. Thing is though that I think the next song is when he really, really, really made it. And it's a song called It's Growing. That I think put Garnet Silk on the map and make everybody realize, say, yo, this youth here is here to do some wonderful things.
My love is a stepping up. I know. My love is stepping up. It's growing. There's love inside of me. Oh, it is showing. Shining so bright. It's growing. This love of mine. Yes, it is showing. Just can't hide. So long we've been together. Can't keep you to myself. Got to share you with another. Got to share you with someone else. It's growing. This love inside of me. Oh, it is showing. Shining so bright. It's growing. I know. This love of mine, yes, it is showing. Just can't hide. Come on, my brothers and sisters, let's not waste our time. We got to move together. Let's synchronize our minds. It's growing. This love inside of me. Oh, and it's showing.
This is quintessential Garnet Silk. Trust me. 1991.
You know what I found really interesting with him as an artist and as a writer? He the time period that he was around for was extremely short. Eh?
You know what that reminds us of? Slim Smith.
Slim Smith.
And
the
people
same
like Jacob Miller.
level of talent and impact, you know. And again, 3 different era: Slim Smith, 60s, 70s; Jacob Miller, 70s, 80s; him, 80s into 1990s. But his career was less than 10 years. Eh? Granted, a lot of it was outside of recorded music, because he spent a lot of his talent doing what we call dub plate before he hit the real recording. But once he got going, you couldn't stop him.
And he was very astute in terms of how he saw life. And Richie, I want to take liberty again and play a little interview of what he was thinking about the whole soca thing and reggae music in Jamaica at the time.
And a serious letter, not even a note. And a serious letter, man. Reggae, leading, me I tell you. It's a vibe. I want to tell you, them a deal with, them just a deal with, my assumption is that them dealing with the calypso because of a seniority vibe. Because it's a part of them culture, so them wouldn't put away them culture, really. Mm-hmm. But reggae is really the music. Them look to reggae for strength. What we want to say though, is this. We love the vibe of the people in Trinidad. Them sincerely want to know the truth about righteousness, Rasta. And, you know, them want to know about Jah, for real. And like I said before, them look towards reggae artists and reggae itself to provide that for them. Them want to know more about the Almighty. Them really interested.
Yeah, see, I talk about reggae music and its impact in Trinidad. I went to Trinidad 2 times, and I can tell you, Richie, first time into Trinidad, 2011, I figure was when you're a world of soca music. You know what I hear? On the radio, every day, reggae music and, you know, some R&B, hip-hop and thing, mostly reggae, one drop.
That's one of the reasons why the Trinidad, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, after a while, started to try to expel Jamaicans out of Trinidad because the
music was too influential.
It was too influential, and it's diluting what they had, I think. But what was coming out of his conversation there, though, was largely his
love
acceptance of Rastafari, right? Young Rasta too, but you get a sense of how much of him want to demonstrate his own, you know, how devout he was.
Yes.
As a Rasta man.
And you'll see that played out
in the music,
of his music.
Absolutely.
As we look into his music and go through playing a lot more Garnet Silk, you'll realize that, yo, this guy was a devout Rastafarian and him not back down and him not take no chat.
I like the way you put that. But let's run through a couple of things, because Nothing Can Divide Us, which another classic, became the title of his album, and there was a lot of follow-on work that would come from the investment that they made in terms of putting the material together for this album. And as you say, again, the Rastafarian thing and his commitment to the cause of himself. Because for him, the music was a vehicle for him to practice, you know, his acceptance of his faith. Nothing can divide us.
You know, baby, I love you very, very much. And I just want you to know that there's nothing to keep us apart. No, yeah. Nothing can divide us. Nothing separate us. Nothing can divide us. No one can stop me from loving you. Oh no, no one can stop me from loving you. Nothing can divide us. Nothing separate us. Nothing can divide us. No one can stop me from loving you. Oh no, no one can stop me from loving you. No way, 'cause I with you. I've been so lonely without. I can't live without you. No, I can't live without you. I've been so lonely without you. Can't get you off my mind. Wondering what you've been up to all this time. I heard you've been asking about me, and if I find somebody new. That's why I call you so late tonight, to talk about what we should do. Cause I'm ready to love you again. I'm just waiting to hear you say when. Now I know I can give you so much more than I ever could before. Yes, I'm ready to love you again. Only this time I won't let it end. So turn on the light and hold on tight. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yes. Yeah. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. But here we are back where we were before. So nothing ever changes. We're back to being strangers. Wondering if we are to stay right down out the door. Yeah, just once until we figure out what we've been doing wrong. Oh, while the good times never last for long. Where are we going wrong? Yeah, just once until we find a way to finally make it right. Oh, make the magic last for more than just one night. I know we could break through it. Yes, we could break through it just once. Ooh, yeah.
But I said about bodyguard. Who's gonna look over for them in back when the bodyguard someone else? Garnet Silks and sugar one up on them case.
Love is the only way.
Garnet Silks, give them the message.
I'll lift up my hands onto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord God who has made the heaven and the earth. Give us strength.
Give us
Mighty
strength.
Jah, give us strength to carry on. Give us strength. Mighty Jah, give us strength to carry
Me man,
on.
who's gonna bodyguard the bodyguard? I say me man, who's gonna bodyguard the bodyguard? Because the bodyguard, I can't somebody else. Him want someone to guard himself. Soon one day him a go fall off of the shelf. Two up him face and him a go like him a bait. Two on him if him a go come 30.
Listen, everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots in ginseng, tiger bone, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
60 and bossy with J and Money.
What a way you look bossy, innit? J and Money, I give a dream vacation of go yard, brethren. Move! After you now, we nothing. You trouble with luck. All me have to do is send some money go a yard for your chance and I eat that. Where?
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with J and Money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. J and Money 60 and bossy enough. No J and bank account required.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable, authentic garments. The rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
Just again want to tell you welcome and Sunday Scoops. Garth Hendricks, Richard Blackford. We're here presenting Garnet Silk, de facto quintessential
big talent,
big monster talent outside of Manchester. And to let you know that our merchandise are available on our website, www.yardmedia.com. You can get a pair, 3 masks in a pack. It's 3 in a bag at $20, cap, and the shirts you're wearing are available on the website.
In fact, the Surgeon General has made it quite clear that one of the simplest protections you can provide for yourself
against
as far as the COVID-19 virus is concerned is a face mask. And if you have to wear a face mask, let's wear something that is representative of who we are. And that's what this is.
You're right, Richard. I went up to, I was doing something up in Palm Beach. And as soon as I walk in, I had on a mask, and the guy said, "You're Jamaican."
There you go.
We need to thing,
and that's what we're trying to do. We want to be advocates of our music. And if you're just joining us, we're tuned to Sunday Scoops. And today, what we're looking at is a career of
Garnet Silk.
Garnet Silk.
We played a couple of songs before. Ready to Love You, Give Us Strength, Nothing Can Save Us. A couple of songs like those. And pretty much it shows you the early stages of his career. He was still doing cover versions. Just Once was at James Ingram.
Right.
And, Ready to Love You again, I think is Gloria Loring.
Right.
And then you start seeing his songs.
He started to become more comfortable, writing and putting his own work out. Right.
Give Us Strength. Just again quoting the Psalms, and you'll realize that a lot of Psalms get quoted in Garnet Silk's presentation.
And I think that was because of his embrace of his faith as a young Rastaman.
Rastafarian, yep.
At a time too where the way would have been cleared, because earlier Rastaman don't have the kind of latitude in terms of the music. But again, the role of a people like Marley, there you go.
Gregory Isaacs, Burning Spear, Culture. Rastafari is now mainstream and is accepted. In some places you still get low down when somebody say I have locks, like, I get no talk. It is still mainstream. The next set of songs I'm going to play from the It's Growing album, a song called Bless Me, I Am Vexed, Keep Them Talking, Come to Me, and you'll see, and then we'll come up to the big monster hit, one of the songs again, which, all of these songs are big songs, but he has like a couple of seminal, using one of Richard's terms, songs that really like, it's growing, put him on the map. Songs like Mama Africa, Peter Tosh had a Mama Africa, but this Mama Africa is...
No, he blew Peter Tosh out of the water with that one.
So let's start out with Bless Me, and then we can get into the others.
Oh, Jah, here I and I answer to your cry. Bless me, mighty Jah, bless me, so that they can curse me. Bless me, mighty Jah, bless me, yeah. bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me, bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me. Ooh, I'm in the midst of strangers, oh Lord, strangers without love and mercy, strangers without dignity, strangers who don't want to live in harmony. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me. I am vexed, I can't pretend. I am vexed, and I don't intend to deny it. I am vexed, yes, I've got to show it. I am vexed, I know I just can't hide it. Hey, Mr. Lying tongue, you shouldn't say what you've said. Now you make me mad, I'm feeling like I'm gonna break your head. Whoa, whoa, I am vexed, I can't pretend. I am vexed, and I don't intend to deny it. Let them keep talking. Whoa, bark if you're barking. Oh yes, let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking. Laugh when they're talking, yeah. We've got a lot more coming. Talk, keep them talking. We're gonna keep them talking. Laugh when they're talking, yeah. We've got a lot more coming. Who have ears to hear, let them hear. And who have eyes to see, let them see. No one in this world can stop me, 'cause I'm protected by the Almighty. Jah is with me wherever I go. Oh, I know Jah loves me so. One thing I know, and of that I'm sure. I'm gonna talk, keep them talking. We're gonna keep them talking. Come along, pretty baby. Come along. Come along, darling. Come to me, be my lady. I'll show you things you've never seen. Oh, baby. Come to me, girl, can't you see? I want you for my beauty queen, yeah. Girl, I want you be mine till the end of time. Only promise you won't let me down, and I'll make you wear a crown. Mama Africa, Mama Africa, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I'm feeling fine, and I hope you're fine too. Hello. Mama Africa, Mama Africa, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I'm feeling fine, and I hope you're fine too. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I hope when you hear these words, your grace turn blue, grace turn blue. I'm saying these words to let
Richie, we have to stop the song because, trust me, this song is what cemented garnet silk in the psyche of Jamaica.
And
not
you're
just
right.
Jamaica, across the planet.
You're right. I from the perspective of somebody who followed Jamaican music, because listen, I follow Jamaican music. I come out of the tail end of the 1960s, and because of when you join the business of hearing and paying attention to Jamaican music, over time I went further backwards and then you come forward. You watch artists who grew up on you, the Dennis Browns, the Delroy Wilsons, the Sleepy.
Yes.
Right?
Horace Sandy.
These were talent. We watched the nurturing of them. But by the time we got into the 80s, one of the things too is that in the 1980s, the music kind of turned me off because the dancehall thing was a little bit more than I was prepared to
mid
take.
to late 80s.
Right.
Because early 80s was still doing
No,
a lot of solid
early
reggae
80s,
music.
true, and you're right. But by the time we got that second half of the
Slang
1980s thing, Slang Tang was acceptable. The point though is that Garnet Silk just seemed to come out of nowhere, right?
That's true.
Nowhere. The first time you hear him, in fact, he wasn't even singing as Garnet Silk. He was DJing, but it sounded different. It sounded like something that you'd have listened to.
It was fresh.
And then he came on the scene, and then he started to sing, and the voice is like a trumpet. Him cut through everything else that was there.
I'm coming like remind me of Barack Obama.
No, you said like a joke, but here is this youth. He just one day you woke up,
and he was just there.
And he was there. This was early 1990s, and Hello Mama Africa, because that's the song that really caused me to pay attention to him. The song was crystal. It was almost as like a lesson you get it.
And also the other songs that supported, I wouldn't say supported, but just came underneath it, like Fly the Gate, those songs kind of just helped to give this song so much more buoyancy, and it was just there because the de facto rhythm is Mama Africa, which is Smile, the Smile rhythm. 1992, this was a monster hit. So let's give a little bit more listen to Mama Africa.
Mama Africa.
Mama Africa, Mama Africa, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I'm feeling fine, and I hope you're fine too. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I hope when you hear these words, your grace turn blue, grace turn blue. I'm saying these words to let you know how much I care, and I won't let go. Even though we're oceans away, you're with me day by day. Memories of you keep flashing through my mind. The very thought of you make my time. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I'm feeling fine, and I hope you're fine too. Belly full but they're starving, have a lot and still wanting. Jah, without you we're empty, fill us up with your mercy. The belly full but they're starving, have a lot and still wanting. Jah, without you we're empty, fill us up with your mercy. Man shall not live by bread alone, and I know, but by the words that proceeded from Jah Jah. Man shall not live by bread alone, and I know, but by the words that proceeded from Jah Jah. The belly full but they're starving, have a lot and still wanting. our shoulders tonight and help us live our words tomorrow. Let's not forget where we're from, Father, show us the way to go. He said I must love and feed my enemies, and I'm gonna do it. He said I shouldn't hate or grudge, and I won't, not even for a minute. Let only truth come from my lips. Bless our souls, cause without you we can't make it. Lord, watch over our shoulders tonight and help us leave our words tomorrow. Let's not forget where we're from, Father, show us the way to go. You're the wind beneath my wings, see me through all little things. You lifted me when I was down, now you have me standing on higher ground. Lord, watch over our shoulders tonight and help us live our words tomorrow. Let's not forget where we're from, Father, show us the way to go. How excellent is thy name, deliver us from sin and shame. Out of the mount of babe and suckle in, you have ordained strength. Oh, Jah, I'm depending.
Yo.
Watch over our shoulders tonight.
It's like I don't even want to stop playing them. It's like we don't even have to talk. We just play pure Garnet Silk and
Yeah,
do the
but
show.
we have to remember that we have an audience that is expecting
For us to tell us the stories behind the
it.
music. And that is what makes Sunday Scoops so successful.
Absolutely.
As a program, the stories behind the music.
Something to we talked about this in coming out of other shows, and you know, watching, there's a saying, a lot of people have grown and developed, by standing on the shoulders of giants, because it is those giants that have created the pathway for an artist like a Garnet Silk to come through the gate with so much force and power. Because if you go back to as Garnet Silk is progressing in terms of his own the development of what would have been a fairly brief career, Mama Africa, first of all, became his first international hit. In fact, it took the song went. He went to England, did the circuit there, and the song was a big hit in the United Kingdom, and it would bring him to the attention of Virgin Records, right? Who he secured a contract over time to do a couple of albums for Virgin. Granted, it never really materialized to the extent because of the shortness of the time that he had. But during this time, though, he was spending doing a lot of work with basically all the producers that were around.
Green Sleeves, Jammies.
Jammies, especially Steely and Clevie, right?
They were the anchor for Jammies.
Absolutely. So you get a sense that these were people who came through the system. This is 1990. What is Jamaican music in terms of its age? It's barely 40 years old, right? And so in the course of that 30, 40 year period, we now have a recording industry. We have an industry that is capable of producing the kind of talent. Now we have artists that come through the woodwork, but this youth was special. And as I said before, his voice was like a clarion. He opened his mouth and you have to pay attention. And this was a period where almost everything that came out of his vocal cords were destined for greatness.
Yeah, man. Hey Mama Africa, Richard Bello Bell on the Star Trail label. Then you have Fill Us Up With Your Mercy and Lord Watch Over Our Shoulders, all of which again spouting the Psalms, showing that this man read his Bible, was deeply entrenched in Rastafari. And then when you follow that up with a song called, like Zion in a Vision and Thank You, Jah, it's amazing
In fact, I saw Zion in a vision.
You did?
That came. That was a song. Mama Africa really brought him to my attention, really. But Zion in a vision. In fact, when you say Ghana, that's a song. The two songs people echo: Mama Africa, and I saw Zion in a vision. Over to you.
Oh, I see, and I saw. Oh, yeah. I saw Zion in a vision. Jah was there amidst everyone, stretching forth His right hand. Oh, it's like a family reunion. Zion in a vision. Jah was there amidst everyone, stretching forth His right hand. Oh, it's like a family reunion. Everything seems so real. The oneness of Jah I could feel. His love filled me up. Oh Lord, I didn't want to wake up. I saw Zion in a vision. Jah was there amidst everyone, stretching forth His right hand. Oh, it's like a family reunion. We were all singing the same song, giving praises to the Almighty One. All I could feel was happiness, surrounded by righteousness. I saw Zion in a vision. Jah was there amidst everyone, stretching forth His right hand. Oh, it's like a family reunion.
Oh, let's give thanks and praise unto the Most High, Jah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie the First. Jah, 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 yeah. Oh. Lord, He made the birds to fly and sing and cheer us up. He made the bee, and the bee gives us honey. He makes the rain fall, He makes the sun shine. All wonderful things were made by Him. He controls the time, the hearts, souls, and minds. I know Jah will never leave us behind. So I've got to give thanks and praise. He helps us so many times in so many ways. Thank you, Jah, you never fail. I wanna say thank you. Thank you, Jah, you'll always prevail. Thank you. How could I ever be ashamed to praise your name? Good and great you were yesterday, and you'll always be the same. Oh, Jah, guide and I, you're going out and coming in. Yeah. Oh Lord, I've got to read the green line, green line. I've got to read the green line. Oh yeah. Can't take the red light, red light. It's putting up a fight. Lord knows. Ooh, green line, green line. I've got to hit the green line. Can't take the red light, red light. It's putting up a fight. I know life is filled with ups and downs. Today you're big, tomorrow you're not around. Even the wise will fall, but Jah won't make it.
I'll tell you this, if you had any doubt at all that this man was a devout Rastafarian.
Yeah, you just want to listen to
the music.
His music is something else. As a youth growing up, coming out of the 1970s, most of we as youngsters, I'm a KC youth, and you buck up some man who come from all boat, and as youngsters, every man is a Rasta. We may not have been brave enough to locks because it was a different time. So plus, we couldn't go out my yard with no dreadlocks. My father would have killed me. But inside. Yes, a Rasta. The ironic thing is, here is a youth, 20 years later.
In the 90s.
1990s, that espouse Rastafari in almost every aspect. I mean, these songs are potent Rastaman anthem. And here, you reflecting and you realize, can you imagine if this youth was presenting this kind of material?
And the thing is that he would have been 54 this year.
Young youth. Never spend time. But before you think, we want to touch back because, we don't pay enough attention to the people that move. They're at the back part of the music, like a Jack Scorpio, right? Zion and a Vision is a epic tune still, because again, may I go back to the same Rasta thing. That's the ethos of Rasta man. Where in the old days, everybody just talk about Selassie and Ray. But the annotation of that to the scriptures
and the levity
that was not present at the time, and the levity.
Yeah,
because
and when we say levity, we're talking about the fastidious thing to follow in Leviticus, what to eat, what not to eat, and accepting, like them say, the Roman Catholics have their chalice where they have them wine and them wafer,
right?
Or what you call it again, that little white bread thing,
the communion,
the Eucharist,
yeah,
the
feast of the Holy Eucharist, right?
Yeah, one say, herb are my holy sacrament, and that's why they call even the pipe where you smoke it in a chalice, and this man exposes that. Let me show you something, Richard. I'm going to play a little interview about reggae music and what he said.
I was talking to Muta Baruka the other day, you see? And he was saying to me that Jamaican people we don't own reggae music anymore. So everybody take it over and it's not ours anymore. How you feel about that?
Taking over, man. Reggae music is God's music, and so if it is God's music, it is everybody's music, Rasta. Just a man no run wire fence like me always, have a little thing when I run pan Diary FM. Just a man no partial in a know, So if it's black people's music, it's everybody's music, because it's a music where lead God's children in the paths of righteousness. And God's children is not only black man. You see, me not come to preach color and kill color.
Listen, everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots in ginseng, tiger bone, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
60 and bossy with J and Money.
What a way you look bossy, innit? J and Money, I give a dream vacation on go yard, brethren. Move! After you now, we nothing. You trouble with luck. I'm have to do send some money go a yard for your chance and I eat that. Where?
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with Jay and Money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Jay and Money 60 and bossy enough. No Jam bank account required.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable, authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
hold on. That little interview you played.
Snippet.
The snippet of an
There was
interview.
someone in IRFM. I'm trying to catch your voice. I'm trying to catch your voice. Elise Kelly.
Elise Kelly, it sound like, right.
You know.
But he made the line John run wire fence and that music is not a music that just belong to one set of people, you know. And him say as a Rasta man him not really see color. And you know, I am marveling because I remember where the music had come from. And you know that Rasta that he is comfortable enough to openly now defend his faith. Which is, again, you stand up on the shoulders and enough other man.
Rasta man was the scourge of the
scourge
earth.
of the earth. You tell your parents, you're Rasta and you can pack your bungle and flash.
Leave the premises.
Because
immediately.
Them not saying you go to school.
The past go and collect a $200.
You play a tune, when you listen to some Curly Locks, the same Bob Marley again, where I talk about, in the days when he must say Rasta, him literally wipe himself out of society. And here's a youth, you know, how times have changed. And he has, you know, taken this thing so far forward. And then the music that him have, the music he's producing is acceptable music. You know, again, enough of them tune 20 years earlier can't get no airplay. But his divinity, his commitment to his faith is really what got me more than anything else. And then the impact it have on the quality of the music that he produced. Go, Mr. Selector. I don't hear none.
Oh. Tell us this when you get so happy if you play them like a snippets here that you totally forget where you're at.
So everybody take it over and it's not ours anymore.
It's
If you
not
about
about
that.
taking over, man. Reggae music is God's music, and so if it is God's music, it is everybody's music, Rasta. Jazz man no run wire fence like me always, you know, have a little thing when I run pan IRFM. Jazz man no partial in a know, you know. So if it's black people's music, it's everybody's music because it's a music where lead God's children in the paths of righteousness. And God's children is not only black man. You see me not come to preach color and kill color. If you know what I'm saying? It's like Jah love all people. And Jah mercy is everlasting. And white people do wrong and black people do wrong and Jamaican do wrong and people of us do wrong and people yes do right and people of us do right and white people do right and black people do right. You know what I'm trying to say? And at the vibe of me the man, I one footstep me I follow, you know, and I Celestia I footstep, you know. Because Celestia the only man when I make mistake and contrary.
Yeah, we don't know about that.
Celestia the only man when I make mistake and contrary.
Run some tune, run some tune.
Yeah, let me tell you. But you see how militant the man sound, brethren. But here's another song now which shows the whimsical side of
Garnet.
Garnet.
Can't believe how whimsical side.
On the movie star rhythm. But you know, so
that
was Green Line.
They're going out and coming in. Yeah. Yesterday you walked away with no thought of today, thinking you could go along, not remembering where you're from. But it's too late now, all the doors are closed.
looking real good, 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 good. You're looking the way a woman should. Good, 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 good. You're looking real good, 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 good. You're looking the way a woman should. Once you got me staring, that indicates your body is rolling. Can hardly control my feelings. I'm so anxious to hold you, my whole body's trembling. Good, 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 good. You're looking real good, 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 good. You're looking the way a woman should. Baby, don't worry, don't worry. Oh no, no, no. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. You're so attractive, why are you behaving like this? As if you've got doubts inside. Baby, there's no reason to hide. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Not only good looking, you like to taste so fine cuisine. For you that make vacancy, baby, you've got your PhD. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why.
So Richie, you see what I said, the man whimsical. He understands the love of a woman, and those songs that I just played.
Whimsical sound like a little. Listen, man, we love
the man is a militant Rasta man.
The man is a Rasta man, but
whimsical
nothing wrong
about
with you know, recognizing the value of a relationship with a woman. But you know, it's a little out of the ordinary based on the what we recognize as a tradition of the
where he was going.
Right. And most Rastaman have not have time for them sort of thing. But listen, what the man had was an excellent voice.
Yes.
And so if you have that kind of vocal, your term tonal quality, anything you put it to is going to be good. And again, you have a
coupled with good writing and good production.
And he had that. Well, he had the ability to write, and he had a good sense to find the right people in the local music industry to guide the development of his work. But again, when you consider that meeting he had with Derek Morgan in Bonnie Lee studio, 1989, you know, to take his advice, you have to give him some credit as well too, because most youth, blind man, where you come from?
Like a blind boy.
Yeah, you know, but to his benefit. Now, during this time though, he had now made his name. He have an international presence and a significant national following, and so he had the opportunity now to go big time. So it was on some Fest and Sunsplash. Hard-working youth, and I think over time the overexposure took its toll, right? And I think he was at a show in New York, I think it was, where they say he collapsed on stage, right? And I guess due to exhaustion, and so he had to kind of step away from the music for a while. Missing, you imagine you as an organizer for a big show like Sumfest or Sunsplash, and you book an artist like of his metal and him cancel, you know. would have been a big thing, a big hit for his career and otherwise. But he would come back, And so 1994, this would have been late 1993. So he stepped away from the music, and beginning of 1994, he would hit the road again. And he came back with a bang. I think one of the tunes that favorite of mine, Skylarking, which
is the answer.
My Horace Andy thing. Me a sleepy man already still. Love is the answer. Fight back, anthems. And he came back with a vengeance.
So let's start out with Love is the Answer, then we'll get into Skylarking and then Fight Back.
Too good, my brother. It's good to follow you. I know. I will always do the good I can for a hatred I can't stand. Too good, my brother. It's good to follow you. I know. I will always do the good I can for a hatred I can't stand. And I hope you feel the same way too. The goodness of your works will carry you through. Do good unto others, and I will do the same for you. Give it a try, my friend, and you will prove what I'm saying is true. Love is the answer. There ain't no other. Oh, love is the answer. True love of the Father. If your neighbor come begging you something, don't say go and come tomorrow. Give it now while you can. And I know, Jah will bless you. Oh, love is the answer. There ain't no other. We must exercise our love by forgiving and helping. Take heed, brother man. Heed, brother man. Take heed, yeah. Oh, hey. Alright, yeah. Skylarking, skylarking, that's what most youths doing today. Skylarking, skylarking, before they stand up firm on their feet. Get a little work, and earn their bread honestly. Begging you a 5 cent, sir, begging you a 10 cent, sir. Cannot help, no cannot help. So if you keep doing what you all are doing, you will end up in jail. Oh, skylarking, that's what most youths doing today. And I know, well, so if you keep doing what you all are doing, you will end up in jail. Oh well. Don't let the obstacles of life get you down. Don't let the obstacles of life get you down. No.
Don't let the things that stay and do
weaken your heart and conquer you.
Just make your life one ever true.
And I know Jah will see you through.
They all wanna see you fall and stumble along the way, yeah.
But Jah is great, keep the faith, He'll guide you day by day.
Get on up, stand up, fight back, don't give in, no. Get on up, stand up, fight back, and fight to win, yeah. Get on up, stand up, fight back, and don't give in, no. Get on up. You're well protected. Spread it around. Don't back down. Teach it to the world. Get on up, stand up, fight back.
What an excellent duet with Richie Stephens. Two monster voice knocker, Richie Stephens.
Yeah, big singer.
And a
big,
slouch.
big, yeah,
I'm
not a
looking forward
slouch.
to that show
I
too.
would never.
Well, that's going to be a day in church when I'm doing a Richie Stephens.
Listen, those Fight Back was a big tune. In fact, he had an album. But wasn't that the title of one of the album, or the album was, can't remember. But
Forever. Forever. I think the album was Forever.
Yeah, but this was one of the big tunes. 1994.
We also did Skylark, which was on the 100% Silk album.
Yeah.
And Love Is the Answer on the Unchained Rhythm, produced by Bobby Digital and the Digital D label.
You
That was
remember?
another
You remember
big
Runs
blow.
Good?
Big blow we get in a brethren when Bobby Digital, 2020 has been a year.
Yeah,
So was 1995.
Yeah, well, listen. By this time now, Garnet Silk is finding his way. He's now a big artist. He had now gotten the word in terms of this contract. When you get a call with a big label, granted, we recognize that a lot of them, the label name big, but in terms of its impact on Jamaican artists and Jamaican music. But for him, given the time that he had been in the music, this was a big move. And so he, Atlantic Records signed with Atlantic, and the idea was that he would do 2 albums. And so he hit the studio, I think it was Tough Gong Studio. He was, they lined up some of the best session musicians with him.
Mm-hmm.
And this would now be the acid test, if you will. You know, here's a man at the prime of his career. Everything is looking up. And, you know, unfortunately.
Where were you, Richie, on that morning?
Well, I'm telling you that.
Because I think it happened the Friday night into Saturday.
1994, 95. This is 1995. Friday night would have been my little usual rendezvous at Mingles nightclub, right? I would have been living in Portmore. I was living in Garveymead. That's it. And so we come home from Mingles the Friday night, and they're home, and the news hit. You know, apparently, according to the Dog newspaper, he had suffered a whole heap of break-in at his home, and through some misadventure, some friend and company thing, he got himself involved with some firearm business, and the man show him how to use the firearm and shoot the gas cylinder. You know? No.
I didn't hear the night, but I was in Island car rental on Knutsford Boulevard that Saturday morning when I heard the news, and I was just like, oof.
Yeah,
but
it's almost like the place stopped
there was
for a while.
There was a RJR news article, RJR News at the time, when this came out. So just want to share with the listeners what it was like for us that Saturday morning.
Forensic experts have been putting together pieces of evidence following last night's gas cylinder explosion at Greenvale in Mandeville, which left 28-year-old entertainer Garnet Smith, known to you as Garnet Silk, and his 53-year-old mother, Dulcie Gray, dead, and 3 persons, including 2 family members, injured and in hospital. The injured and admitted to the Hargreaves Memorial Hospital in Mandeville are Omar Scott, 17, and Paul Casanova, 20, brothers of the dead entertainer and of Greenville District, and 31-year-old Philip Williams of Birdsucker Lane in Kingston. Preliminary police investigations have so far indicated that a 25-pound cooking gas cylinder exploded after it was hit by a shotgun blast at about 11 p.m. This resulted in a fire which destroyed the house which belonged to Miss Gray, resulting in the deaths and injuries. 2 other persons who were in the house at the time escaped injury. Detective Deputy Campbell of the Manchester Division, who is leading the investigations, has recovered a shotgun, a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, and several cartridges from the scene. The police are checking their records to determine the legal status of the weapons found. The 2 bodies that were recovered from the scene had their arms entwined around each other, which has left the impression that Mr. Silk died hugging his mother.
I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl.
This is as much as you can take you back into 1994, 95.
Death by misadventure, that's what you call it, you know. He from, according to Dog newspaper, he borrowed guns from his attorney, you know, and that I wouldn't want to be in that. Well, I couldn't be in that attorney's shoes because I ain't lending you my gun for doing nothing at all. Simple. But, you know, it's just one of those things. You kind of get a realization that, you know, if you're born, some man who born for him can't drown.
That's right.
You know, and so, thing. But,
you know, Freddie McKay, not the singer Freddie McKay, but the poet wrote a song, and Splashing Dashing. That's a perfect song. Let me tell you, this man was in touch with everything. Remember his school roots, poem, remembering poem, Bible, everything.
Oh, Father, watch in Zion. Hear our voice, O Jah, today in our prayer, and accept our thanksgiving. Father, we thank thee for all that you have done and for what you're doing now. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul. Splashing, dashing, restless sea. Never still you seem to be. Sometimes angry, sometimes sad. Sometimes you laugh as though you're glad. Splashing, dashing, restless sea. Never still you seem to be. Sometimes angry, sometimes sad. Sometimes you laugh as though you're glad. Little children love you well. Love all the wondrous tales you tell. Love to watch you come and go in the tides that ebb and flow. Yet though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, 'cause Jah is with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. I wanna share something with you, oh God, share something with you. Yeah. Music is the rod and we are Moses, yeah. Leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, yes. Preaching and comforting at the Father's command. We have the power to turn things around. It's for us to stand up when we fall to the ground. I say this with a smile, pause for a while. Listen, my son, the prophets have come. Music is the rod and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, yes. Preaching and comforting at the Father's command. No.
Music is the rod.
Listen,
leading
man,
us
that
young
Garnet Silk
children.
tune, nice tune. Splashing, dashing, restless sea. But to the point you raised earlier, the poem was actually written by Cicely
E.
Pike.
Pike.
Cicely E. Pike. And it was actually.
I was thinking about Lovely Day into Spanish Needle.
I figure that's what you think, but that have nothing to do with Garnet Silk's Splashing,
I guess
dashing.
what a tired virgin.
The other side of it, though, the song you just played.
Music is the rod.
Music is the rod. Again, Garnet Silk is sampling. What he was sampling is Howard Sleepy, who Mr. Basie. If you listen to the
Mr.
thing,
Basie
the Mr. Basie rhythm. Again, a really nicely put together song, but the splashing, dashing, restless sea and the combining of that with the 23rd psalm. Again, you feel, it's a certain amount of creative liberty, but it works, and that song is another one of the really popular Garnet Silk songs that's coming from. If you're just joining us, you're in tune to Sunday Scoops, and today we're featuring Garnet Silk. Very short career, but a man who left huge footprints. Let's take a break.
Listen, everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots in ginseng, tiger balm, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
60 and bossy with J and Money.
What a way you look bossy, innit? J and Money, I give a dream vacation on go yard, brethren. Move! After you now, we nothing. You trouble with luck. All me have to do is send some money go a yard for your chance and I eat that. Where?
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with Jay and Money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Jay and Money 60 and bossy enough. No Jam bank account required.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable, authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
You will never forget this. The Lion Art giving you niceness, and I guarantee you have but you rock DJ checks like this jungle with Kidney Queen. If they ever come on my dance, they will have to back up and leave. Well, you can stay if you are here and willing to take it. Me use the culture, culture and slackness and take the lead. If a slackness DJ check come test you, me make him bleed.
Love Rastafari, oh yes, down now. Love Rastafari. If we do wrong, they complain. Even if we call the Father's name, it's the same what they want us to do. Don't they know this is nothing new? How won't they do what they want? Let me do my thing, they should be thankful. There are lights of hope that are still shining, shining. If we do wrong, they complain.
Let down be praise and wicked men scatter. Listen to Mojo and Archangel.
Love Rastafari.
Oh yes. Ask them.
If we do wrong, they complain. Even if we call the Father's name, it's the same what they want us to do. Don't they know this is nothing new? Why won't they do what they want? Let me do my thing, you should be thankful. There are lights of hope that are still shining, shining. If we do wrong, they complain. Even if we call the Father's name, it's the same what they want us to do. Don't they know this is nothing? Why won't they do what they want? Let me do my thing, you should be thankful. The lights of hope are still shining, shining.
Let your rise and the Eden scatter. I forgive thanks and praises no matter. Even if the flame is getting hotter and hotter, everybody should have know I don't believe in a rumor. Children are nice and you sleep and slumber. No come here so we bow with you so we conquer. Strictly love while you envy your brother. No make them rearrange you in a different manner.
Now blessed is the Lord thy God, and blessed are they that lose work. I receive it, we have received it, we have sent we. And you receive it, we have sent, we have received it, the Lord thy God. Booker T. Garnett, Silk and Charlie Chaplin. Do it!
Oh well now, giving Isis to Haile Selassie the first. Easy cockatoo and Chaplin. Knee shall bow and every tongue shall tell. Jah is the highest. Knee shall bow and every tongue shall tell you. Jah is the highest. Father, thanks for all that you have done and for what you're doing now. Well, I am not saying I might not do wrong again, but I promise this time I'll be a better friend. Every knee shall, every knee shall. Charlie Chaplin coming down.
So when me say, every morning me get up me under God vibes. Pray for the wicked man ship it capsize. We want them realize how under God we recognize. Say when it come to God, Charlie don't compromise. Remember the 10 virgin we chastise. 5 they the fool and 5 of them wise. Some of the pin a water about them baptized. But coming Kokotika we not compromise.
Give thanks and praise to Selassie I the King.
My girl, she's a great singer. When she sings, she touches my soul. Her voice is like the tone of a flute. Her voice worth more than gold. She makes the good time roll. You wanna hear her when she takes control, killing me softly with her song, taking my whole life. Killing me softly with her song, killing me softly with her song, taking my whole life with her song, killing me softly with her song. Whenever she sings it moves me, each time she makes me see that with her is the place to be. I love her endlessly. She is my only lady, only she can make me happy, killing me softly with her song, taking my whole life, killing me softly with her song, killing me softly with her song.
Christ in his kingly character, Christ in his kingly character. Look to the east for the coming of a black king. Behold, behold, Christ in
in his kingly character. Christ in his kingly character. Christ in his kingly character. Christ in his kingly character. One low brother man say Rasta. Who goes? It must be Jaja. Thank goodness I don't have to wonder. I know he is forever. Christ in his kingly character. 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 His foundation is in the holy mountains. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of the Almighty. He's the living legend of this Iowa, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Christ in his kingly character. 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 Many know the truth and hide it. Many feeling the
Christ in his kingly character. Before that, you heard Killing Me Softly with her song. Late cover version, didn't do too badly on that one. Every Knee Shall Bow with Charlie Chaplin and Cocoa Tea, and Lionheart, and also Complain with Buju Banton.
If you do wrong, they complain. In you know, want to give credit to the people who handled his music, because, you know, after that kind of tragedy, a less initiated artist with less management and all of it, you know, everything that he would have done would have fallen by the wayside. I think they did very well. They released 2 albums based on the work that he had done, because he had done, I think, 10 songs based on the project he had with Atlantic Records, which clearly never got released. Well, that contract would have fallen through. But they gathered together, you know, bits and pieces of his work. They went back to the early days of his career, and they put 2 albums together. One of them was called Silky Mood, and the other one was Nothing Can Divide Us. And
we had played some songs.
We played a portion of songs from Thing. But the testament to the quality of his work is that, you know, they were able to draw from 5-7 years backwards to put an album together. That did very, very well, you know.
Just much like Bob Marley's Time Will Tell and Legend.
Chances Are and so on, yeah. So, but and you have to also give credit to, because they have managed to keep his music alive in spite of the tragedy, because that was one of the things that hit me when the news of the incident hit the road. Because here was a career that was still fresh, young, you know, just kicking down the doors, if you will. And again, you have to make you ask a question. Imagine a voice like this if he was still around today. You know, he would be, as you said, 50-odd years old.
54 years old.
Be in a Maki now, if you will.
The man in prime life.
But, you know, unfortunately, it wasn't the way. It's what, 28 years ago all of this happened. So, you know, but Garnet Silk was a big treasure. You know, life is funny because you only come here for a little time, and as traumatic as the issue was.
You so eloquently put it the other day about, you know, riding the train of life.
There you go.
Getting off at whatever station, and sometimes the seat left vacant, but other people come and fill that seat. And, you know, this is sadly though one of those seats that seemingly was left void, and we can't really find anybody to fill it. There have been lots of newcomers. Lots of newcomers have come, but they haven't burned as brightly since the passing of Garnet Silk and Bob Marley and all of those other artists. Again, we can agree to disagree.
And nothing is wrong with that. That's what go on. But that's what make this program thing, because I tend to people like Chronix. Chronix is a pretty significant talent.
Chronix and Protege.
Protege, you know. So the issue is man have to step away for other people to come. you know, because I felt the same when Bob Marley died, and I wondered, you know, where the music is going to go. And I look at where we are, and that was, what, 40 years ago, right? So, you know, man, step off of the train.
Also, as fragmented as dancehall,
next man come back in.
There's still people out there who are doing good music, like, I mean, in the dancehall arena, like Assassin, Agent Sasko, you know, still writing pretty good.
Sasko is a Campadon, you tell
yeah, so, you know, so it all isn't lost. But, you know, let's pick up the energy a little bit.
Yeah,
I want to share something with you. Both of them, first, we talked about Bob Marley. And it's the same song, but one, it was done on the Kete rhythm, Kete drum rhythm, and the other one was done on Bob Marley's mystic rhythm. Natural mystic.
Natural mystic.
Be still, all ye. Be still, all ye enemies of Jah, and know that the Lord God Jah the Almighty shall wound the head of his enemies. Jah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie the First. Oh, let God arise, let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melteth before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God, yea, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth on the heavens by his name. Jah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie the First. Be still, all ye enemies of Jah, and know that the Lord God Jah the Almighty shall wound the head of his enemies. Jah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie the First. Oh, let God arise, let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melteth before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God, yea, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth on the heavens by his name. Jah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie the First, our Father, strength and Redeemer, who lives and rules and reigns over all living things. A Father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in dry land. O God, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie, Father, strength and Redeemer, when thou wentest forth before thy people. When thou did march through the wilderness, Selah, the earth shook, the heavens also dropped at the presence of God. But even Shinar itself was moved at the presence of God, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie the First, the God of Israel. Go, O God, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie, our Father, strength and Redeemer, did send a plentiful rain, whereby thou did confirm thine inheritance when it was weary. Thy congregation hath dwelt therein. Thou, O God, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie, our Father, strength and Redeemer, has prepared of thy goodness for the poor. The Lord God, Jah the Almighty, Haile Selassie, our Father, strength and Redeemer, gave the word. Great was the company of...
You know something, God? You know, just listen, as we roll back the pages on Garnet Silk's career, I am mindful of a comment that I made on a social media post today, actually. And the post read, and I'll quote, "A man's life is nothing if in living he touched the life of no one. Worse, if in his death he leaves nothing from which those who survive him can learn." You know, and yeah, we mourn when people pass. And I remember where I was, certainly when this incident with Garnet Silk. And it's one of the reasons why I think we chose to do this show today, you know, because here's a man whose works touched a whole heap of people. It certainly touched me. I know it impacted you and our valiant producer across the way, right? But the bottom line is, this is what we are, and you know, let's celebrate his efforts, right? Because reggae music is richer for the fact that he was here, right? the youngsters who have come through can learn something. And one of our responsibility with this Sunday Scoops program is to take that material and represent it in a way that it can serve the next generation of youth. Because we're in a different time. People don't spend the time and read and so on. And so this becomes the medium through which we educate others. And so, you know.
And then to a certain extent, we're telling our stories too.
Absolutely. If we are not prepared to do this, somebody else will do it.
Come and take the mantle.
And they are going to take what we are doing and put it in their own words. And that, for me, is something that, you know, we want to pay attention to, right?
And, you know, it's so apt, the next song that I'm going to play. Garnet Silk, Place in Your Heart.
Hey, baby, love is coming at you, so you better be prepared. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, newfound love is like a brand new toy. It fills you up, you want to burst with joy. When you're in love, it's a wonderful thing. Your mind at rest, you want to try your best. Prepare a place in your heart, that's where it all starts. A place in your heart, make love your resort. Open your heart and let these feelings in. To deny these emotions would be like a sin. Unused love and true love I give to you. We've made a start, so let's never part. Glory to the King. Oh, we glorify your name. Glory to the Father. There ain't no other. Blessed be the Almighty God. Oh, well, ready to forgive all sins. So remember wherever you try, keep the Almighty within. Blessed be the Almighty God. Oh, well, ready to forgive all sins. So remember wherever you go, keep the Almighty within. We see the lightning, and we hear the thunder. Yeah. To some it's frightening, yeah, but that is just a blunder, a blunder. Who sends the lightning? Tell me.
Now the sun shall not smite us by day, nor the moon by night. When the wicked come upon us to eat our flesh, they stumble and fall. Conquering lion, the ruler of them all. Now Garnet Silk, come deal with them case, me boy.
Rastafari, and I never says die. Jah run music. Oh Lord, hear my cry. Oh Jah, hear my cry. Whoa, yeah. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. No. Behold, Babylon
things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Now the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become sons of God. Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie the first, who was born not of the will of man, nor of the will of flesh, but of the will of God, full of grace and truth. Now that word was made flesh and dwell among I and I and I and I. And we beheld his glory, the glories of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. King Haile Selassie, King Haile, oh God, he is Christ. Christ in his kingly character. Hear me when I call, oh Jah, hear me when I call, hear me when I call. In thee, O Lord, God, God Almighty, Haile Selassie, O Father, strength and redeemer, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness, and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me, and save me. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandment to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Deliver me, O my God, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie, Father, strength and redeemer, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel men. For thou art my hope, O Lord God, Jah the Almighty, Haile Selassie, O Father, strength and redeemer. Thou art my trust from my youth. Be still and hear the words of my Father, of my Father. Retreat, wicked men of Babylon, surrender, oh Lord. Retreat, wicked men of Babylon, surrender. Retreat, wicked men of Babylon, surrender, yeah. Retreat, wicked men of Babylon, surrender. Set my people free, you're in great danger. You show no mercy, and so you're gonna suffer. The troubles are great, but remember you're gonna pay. Can't you feel the Father's vengeance just ready to melt you like butter? Retreat, wicked man of Babylon, surrender, oh Lord. Retreat, wicked man of Babylon, surrender. Retreat, wicked man of Boagan, surrender, yeah. Retreat, wicked man of Babylon, surrender.
Hey, 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 a little more oil in my lungs, keep it burning. A little more oil in my lungs, I breathe. Just a little more oil in my lungs, keep it burning, burning. Keep it burning till the breeze. Here you know, come fish a man, I go and see and him go set up in net. Him go for check it, but not even one fish. Not get your baby sucking all them mother and I milk now in the press. A serious something man a joke, I make look how them drive him and swing up down in every aspect. I know me come to put now everything in context. Because me more with daddy, yes, them like a yard helpless. While daddy want a shirt, yes, mommy want a dress. You see na DJ, me try put me in dress. Me not go deal with failure, man, is simply success. Help us, our Father, we are poor and needy. Only you can help us when our life is in jeopardy. Help us to leave the way that leads us to eternity.
was a young Tony Rebel.
Yes.
You can,
you know,
can hear the youth in a Tony Rebel voice.
The two of them came. They came away though. They came from far.
Yeah,
and Tony Rebel, you know, give him in due because he helped to shape Garnet Silk's career. But you know, just recapping some of the music we play. I Am Vex. In fact, you go back to the early days, the Ram Dance Master,
Babylon
Place in Your
Be Still.
You know, Rejoice in His Name, Place in Your Heart, Hello Mama Africa. You know, tunes that
Blessed Be the Almighty.
You know where you were, and you realize this was a phenomenal talent. And you know, unfortunately, none of us were designed to be here forever. Just that sometimes some leave a little earlier than you would have expected, but such is life. I think he made his mark, and to my little comment earlier, you know, when a man pass through, you wanna know your purpose, leave something that people can look back and say, you know, in spite of everything, the brother, he was here, and he was significant. He participated.
You weren't the proverbial in the wind. You know?
I don't want to use that kind of term. But today we looked at the career, albeit brief, of Garnet Silk, and it just give you again another view as to the vast pot of talent that Jamaica provide as far as the music is concerned. And you know, one man, we talked about the train, you know, people, it's like a journey on a train, and so as he departs, others will come on. And you know, none of us are here forever, but it is good that what he left us, we can package it and represent it, because he did his time. He left his mark.
And the perfect song to leave you with before we say walk good, Jah guide and bless, is Garnet Silk's A Man is Just a Man. Walk good, Jah guide and bless. See you again next week when we tune into another Sunday Scoops.
I often wonder, yes, I wonder, often wonder, what's the difference between the wise and the fool? When the wise live and dies, likewise the fool. What can I tell you? Don't you know this is true? A man is just a man. 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 A man is just a man.
Drop.
Tuesday's the very same.